Hi guys.
Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast. And today we have picked out a topic that is very close to our hearts. It's about facing the mirror, understanding and overcoming our insecurities.
Yeah.
Like every other human being, all of us have insecurities. If you think you don't, you are either going to therapy or you are in Delulu, guys. Because
Mhm.
everybody has a couple of them. So, you know, we have broadened our spectrum, and there are like three categories we have divided the insecurities in. Obviously there are more types of insecurities, but we are going to discuss basic three insecurities and how you can overcome them and everything about it. So the first one is obviously physical
Basically.
insecurity. So, Shia, do you feel insecure about your physicality?
Sure. Yes, true. And it's not just me or you. It's like
Yeah.
every person in this world, and even to the point that even the Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss India, Miss USA, any other place you go, you will find people who have some or the other insecurity. And it's very common, and I have, to be honest, no shame to say yes, I do have insecurities. But again, it's not the way to live. I do not support being insecure about yourself, but it happens to come because you're a human being. You will think, you will procrastinate a lot of time. And I feel like it is a combination of procrastination and the society that they set some standards and then they uh, literally make you procrastinate about yourself. So I feel it's a combination of that, and yes, I do have insecurities. What about you, Kathy?
Obviously have insecurities. I think the first division that I want to make right now is I think a lot of times because body positivity is in trend right now. So all the brands and everything they want to be very inclusive for the namesake of it. And but when it comes to the back end, they also shame people. They also criticize people about their body types. I just want to make this division right away that being insecure about your body does not validate the fact that you're unhealthy. I think a lot of times people just to be positive towards their body. You should be very positive about your body image. That don't take me wrong, but just to justify your body, sometimes you don't recognize the fact that you are unhealthy. I feel
Yeah,
I am very unhealthy personally, and my body genuinely needs a lot of work and a lot of change. And I think wanting to change your body is not wrong because if you are not healthy or you're not at your supreme, your body is housed to your soul. Your soul cannot be there in a broken house.
yeah.
So
It's
it
like
needs to be at its supreme.
yeah, it's like a cloth to
Yeah,
your soul, and you can't wear like ripped clothes or clothes which are
exactly.
not fitting you or clothes which are
Yeah.
too big or too tight for you. It's the same formula, just the thing is it's your body.
Exactly. By that, she doesn't mean that there's a body type which is not beautiful. She just means it in a sense that you need to be healthy. That
Yeah,
should be your first priority and not how you look. I think a lot of times people around me who are very healthy, they're super healthy, they eat good food, they work out, they move their bodies, but they're still insecure about how they look or their scale, which
yeah.
should not be the case. If you are
Hmm.
completely healthy, you shouldn't feel insecure about how you look. You should just own that. I personally
Yes.
feel insecure because I know that I'm not healthy. I'm not in the best shape or at supreme right now. So that is something that's very wrong, and I just don't uh, find people who are super healthy seeing their bodies and, like you said, even Miss Universe.
Yeah,
feels they're not looking good enough when they are super healthy, they eat good food.
yeah. And I have an example, like not one, a lot. Because there were so many people who look like beautiful, thin, zero figure and everything, but inside they are not healthy at all. Like their system is breaking down. They're not able to function mentally because they are so skinny. So again, that
Don't
concept
starve
that's
yourselves.
yeah,
Don't
that
look at
concept
somebody else's body.
the concept itself is wrong that being skinny means is equal to healthy and being fat is equal to unhealthy. It is not the case with every person you meet. It is variant uh, according to the person, and it's not just about me. I see a lot of people around me, like uh, let's take grandparents. Like a lot of grandparents are old, they're not skinny, they're bit healthy, but they're healthy inside. They're not unhealthy. And sometimes it's totally opposite. Like there are some women who look super beautiful, flawless and everything, but they have some kind of health issue. So
Priority should be being healthy and not how you look. I know it is very easy for someone to say that, but I think it is generally something that we should ingrain in our minds. That for
hmm,
me to be healthy is my priority rather than having a six pack or having a zero figure. I think
yeah,
in today's life where there is a lot of gym culture, this is what my Marasa also said. Ki these days people want to go to gym. ठीक है ना, they wanna gym only, works for their body. It makes them look beautiful. But something like yoga
yeah,
that makes you feel beautiful, makes you look beautiful, and also works for your mental health is something that you should do or you should go for instead of going to gym and running to a place where मतलब running for no reason. You're not getting anywhere. It's just simply running,
yeah,
right? Lifting weights and everything, that is good. But it doesn't do anything for your mental health or your entire well-being, your digestive system, or the very core of your body. It just
yeah,
makes you look like you'll have cuts and six-pack abs, but it's not doing anything for your gut or your health.
yeah. So the concept of having protein,
Yeah.
it is,
Steroids.
yeah,
When a person is taking steroids, they look handsome, bro. They look chic. But that doesn't make you a healthy
inside.
person. You're not healthy. You're taking literal drugs. So like,
Yeah, inside it's breaking your nerve like
yeah.
systems, and you're not even aware of it just because you want to look a certain way. And I feel like because of insecurities, people make very, very big decisions which they regret in future. Like some people regret their, so people get their lips done, their faces, they do a lot of various types of surgeries and they regret it afterwards, especially a lot of women, I would say, because I know a lot of stories, not
Because
Indian
there's more
stories.
pressure on women to look a certain way. As compared to men, there's more pressure on them. So they naturally feel more inclined towards getting procedures done.
Yeah, and so
So
making any decision out of insecurity is something which I think no one should do. And we just wanted to say that if you're insecure, it's okay to be insecure because no one in this world is there who's not insecure about something or the other. Maybe it's just their ear, their way they look, the way they walk, anything, even they speak. Sometimes people are afraid that if they'll speak, people will make some
make fun.
assumptions about them.
Maybe the voice. I think that insecure, you can be insecure about anything.
Yeah, it is variant with each and every person. And again, if you think that the other person's life is beautiful, you are not living their life. So you
Yeah.
really don't know if that life is particularly something you would want or not. It
I
doesn't make
read
sense that,
this I
yeah,
read this quote which said comparison kills self-esteem. I think that
true.
is so true. That
Yeah,
is so
it's like
true.
there are three cancers of mine. Cancers of mind are which makes you lose yourself, and one of them is uh, competition, and the other one is the one you said, which is uh,
Comparison.
comparison. So competition, comparison, and there are three cancers of mind, and these are the two most important ones because when you're competing, you're not thinking about anything and you're destroying yourself to be at a place after which you really don't know how you'll feel. Like
It may
after,
not even be worth it.
yeah,
Maybe you're just doing it for like absolutely no reason. You're just doing it out of spite with like you're just having competition with the other person just to prove yourself superior in the hierarchy where it's not even worth it.
yeah.
And I think
So
you can never compare beauty. I think I know it's just people think of it as, oh yeah, that is something you just you can say, but it's not. I just want to mention this. I read trends and I learn stats every single day about fashion and what is working and what is not. Trust me, right now curvy bodies are in. Literally a year ago, 6 months ago, skinny body was in. Before that, total hourglass body was in. You know what? There the culture changes and the body type people prefer changes. So if you keep changing your body every 5 years, trust me, you're not gonna last more than 15 years. I see like
yeah,
12-year-olds and 15-year-olds worrying so much about how they look, and it's like when I was 12-year-old, I genuinely didn't care. Even today, I think I don't care to an extent where I would want to alter any part of my body. I'm completely happy with how I look. I just don't feel healthy. That's it. And that is what makes me cringe a little bit. And that's all.
that should be the goal, really.
Yeah.
That any person should strive towards a healthy life where they live in a very happy life. They're having a good mental peace. They're able to work. They're able to do what they want to do, and that's what any person should want. But again, the society comes into play, which really messes up with a person's mind, and then people tend to do things which are not good for them, but they think are right for them. So there is a huge difference between good and bad and right and wrong. And people tend to do right things more than doing the good things for themselves.
We
And
have to make a podcast about this also. Right and wrong and good and bad. Or like this concept she explained me first time, and I genuinely felt that it was so educating. We're gonna make a podcast on that also. Stay tuned.
yeah, actually. Also, like, I think I would just categorize people into five ways. Like, people during their lifetime, they make five goals in their life, particularly. And so the first is money is the power, right? The first goal which a lot of people have. Then some people have the goal like speed is the power. They have to be like the fastest one to reach at a certain place and something.
Totally
Then
correct.
some people is like knowledge is power, which is like everything can be done only by knowledge. Then some people are time is the power, that okay, I have to do this thing, I have to be on time, I have to do everything on time, like very scheduled person and someone like that. And the fifth person is peace is the power, where everything is going like it should, but the peace has to be the powerful method. So I feel like out of these five, the first four always run between that insecurity because of the reasons. Like if you don't have a lot of money, you feel insecure. If you are not speedy at your work, you feel insecure. Or you're not being very fast at growing yourself, you feel insecure. If you're not on time, if you're not at your pace, you feel insecure. Then if you're not knowledgeable enough, you feel like, oh, I don't have knowledge, I'm not uh, graduated from this school or that XYZ school. So you feel insecure because for you knowledge is like topmost priority. But when it comes to peace, you're like, you're not insecure about it. So I would just like state that making peace as the most powerful substance that you have will help you to really elevate yourself from any insecurity that mainly happen to a person in their life. So, like, Kathy, what is your thought? Like, do you want to add something, or do you want to?
I think we talk so much on everyday basis, and this I got to hear this for the first time. Usually, what we discuss in the podcast, she already has told me that in past 2 years, sometime back, that this is something I'm hearing for the first time. And Shreya knows me pretty well, and she knows which one are my insecurities amongst them. She just pointing out that Kathy, it should be peace. It's just beautiful. I think that is just such a huge part of being Shriya is just going with the flow. And you know where the flow took her to CUET results of 717 out of 800, guys. That is what peace does to you. We're gonna give her a very, very long round of applause.
Thank you. But it is not a big of
Queen,
a deal again
it
to
is a
me.
big of a deal, please. Because she just lets the peace and all of that take her, sway her away. So that may not be a big deal for her. It is a huge deal for me and maybe for a lot of our listeners. So let's just let our thought out. She's going
Yeah.
to see you.
So,
We're
yeah,
gonna make a
like,
separate thing about it.
yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to do or not, but you guys will get to know it by
Yeah.
the end of
But
this month, uh, so
yes.
which is around this podcast only. But yeah, actually, if you wanna get inspired or anything, I'm really happy to tell that if you make the peace as your key to hold to like live life, it's really gonna bring a huge change, and that change is gonna be very very good for you. So yeah, now in further podcast, we're gonna share the ways where we made peace with ourselves and our lives, and how things fall into its place. So we're going to talk really deep. We're going to talk about really deep things, which are going to mean a lot and are going to be more constructive for you, so that you can help yourselves like we are helping ourselves together, right?
So we are gonna go ahead to point number two now, which is personality or identity crisis. I think, especially being teenagers, we get the right to have identity crisis or personality crisis. I'm speaking from my perspective, not to brag. I never had one. So
Hmm.
you have to understand why I didn't have one. And I'm not telling you to do the same that I did. I'm just telling you the process of why I never had this insecurity. It was because even as an 8-year-old, I had my entire life planned. I knew that I'll be this age and I'll do this, I'll be this age and I'll do this. And I've been continuously doing that, and I'm really, really grateful and very happy that everything is worked according to the plan that 8-year-old Kathy made. So I don't know, I just feel making plans is very important, but a lot of people don't believe in it. And I don't know how it works, but I never at a point I felt stranded. I never felt ki I don't know where I'm going or I don't know what is happening. I always had a plan. So for me, I think having a plan really helps you skip the identity crisis part of our teenage years. But a lot of time it doesn't, because you know what my elder siblings and cousins have always been telling me. I think my friends also, things don't go according the plan. It went like that for me for a while. There was a hiccup in between, and then it's again went the right way. But it may not. It was just a small hiccup. If it would have been larger hiccup, I don't know how I would have coped, but I did, and I think the plans work a lot of times it did for me, it might for you. Always make plans. And as I know Shreya, also has a very strong identity and personality. I don't think she also has that kind of insecurity, but I will let
Yeah.
her speak for herself.
So actually, like I have the exact opposite experience than Kathy, in the sense like not in terms of identity crisis, but in terms of life and in terms of identity crisis. I feel like I never faced this before because this was never a term, and even like to me, it is a foreign term till now because like why do you need the identity before 18? It's like you basically have your identity as Shriya. Like, I'm living. That's it. I'm a student. You really don't need an extra adjective to be added. Although I always had one, which was basically in school, I used to dance. So, dancer was something that always became that clue identity
Yeah,
to me.
it was also always like, the first time I saw you on stage, I was like, what is that girl's name? And after that, like for a week, I was like, वो जो front में dance कर रही थी ना, who is she? Like, this is the
Yeah.
girl who was dancing in the front. So it kind of became your identity because you were so
Yeah,
good
like
at it.
even today, like all of my seniors, they don't know my name. They just know my face because I always used to stand in the front line somewhere. So that became my identity in a way. So I never had that identity crisis in front of people or in front of a group or something like that. But maybe personally, I've faced it some point of my life, but I really didn't noticed it or like had a hiccup with it. Now,
Yeah.
coming to the life part, I never had my life plan and I still don't have. Okay, so I'm completely opposite to Khyati. I never knew I will take psychology as one of my subject. I never knew that I'll do psychology. I never had that plan. So if you relate with me, you can relate with me. If you relate with Kathy, you can relate with her. It's like total opposite situation. I never had my life planned after it. The only thing I planned was that okay, I'm gonna do my 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th with good percentage. Again, there was never really a pressure to be the topper of the school, topper of the class, or anything. My family is okay with just passing marks, so I was also okay with
Yeah,
everything. That
but no, she was a topper always. Shikana, guys,
I was
don't
never.
take suggestions from her. She'll always
I was
say my family is very
Kathy,
supportive.
Kathy, being honest, I was never a topper till the 12th board. Even in 11th, 10th board, I was never a topper. I was like a very average child with 88%, and I was happy with it. Okay. So I was never that topper kid. Rather
In
that I was not
11th, you
even.
scored really good. In 11th, also, your score was pretty good. So,
Because the subjects were something I related with, and again, because our subjects were so unique. So yeah, the subjects were something I related with and I wanted to learn about them. There's nothing a pressure to be like, oh, I had to get this much marks to be like at a certain place. I never did any coaching as well for any
mm.
extra exams. The only exams I gave was CUET because they were important to get into a college. So yeah, so I never had my life plan. I never did. And what made me uh, what made me be able to be at peace with no planning at all was again the focus was just peace. Something is going to happen. Let's see what happens. That this is my way of living. If you can relate, I'm so happy. If you cannot, it's okay because I live that way. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. If something happens, good. If it doesn't, I will always have an option which is going to come to me at that point. I also don't have option Bs. Like right now as well, when I gave my university exams, I didn't have any option Bs. Like a lot of my friends had option Bs and they are in that college now, but I didn't. I'm like, okay, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If it's not gonna happen, I'm gonna find something after that only. Let me see this result takes me. So again, I was at peace because I really didn't had that insecurity of being at speed, being at knowledge, being at money. I was just at peace, and I feel like that gave me that peace.
Also, when it comes to identity, a lot of people try and hide their real selves when they are in college or high school. I just want to say that's the worst thing you can do. Um, I have always been a very expressive person. Even when I went to a new school, everyone was my friend within a week or two. Because, unless and until you show your weird, real self to the other person, uh, they will also kind of try to hide it or keep it filtered, and you will both live this very confusing life in which you have to think before. I know you should think before you act, but not around people you love. If you want some genuine, real friendships, I think a lot of people think कि high school में you don't get real friendships. You get real, very fulfilling friendships. And for that, you have to be your real self. You have to express yourself in a manner which is true. Because a lot of time hiding that, I'll give a very simple example. Uh, I laugh like a witch. I genuinely laughed like a witch. And the first day I got there, whenever like I would find myself laughing, there would always be this one girl. Let's just mention her, Kritika, and she had a worse laugh than me. And we would both laugh like two witches, and that is how we ended up finding each other because in the entire school we were the ones who had the weirdest laugh, and
And
that is
so,
where we got the real relationship.
yeah, you got that connection to be with.
Yeah,
Again, when she says that, she doesn't mean that you should not guard yourself and be open to everyone out there.
yeah.
Be open to people who you feel like, okay, she seems like a good person. I can open up to her and then maybe try because it's actually not easy to open up. Speaking from my side, because I have never changed any school or something like that, and I take a lot of time to open up really. Like, I have examples when I went to a dance class. I couldn't really speak to anyone for the first day, and people were coming to me and they're like, "Hi, how are you?" And I'm like, "I am fine." I couldn't speak to them because I was really guarded at that point. But yeah, with time, I was like, okay, that person seems right, this person seems right. Now I can talk to them. So it's okay to guard yourself, but again, in that
Don't
guarding situation,
don't
do
like
not make yourself,
spit up all your secrets, but
yeah,
just be real. Be like, oh hi, I'm Khyati, and this is what I like. And
yeah.
even if you
Like,
like K-drama,
guard yourself, but don't be alone and lonely. Like, find people as well, talk to them. You will find genuine connections if you are seeking for them. And yeah, so I made a genuine connection with Kathy when she came. She was also new for me. Doesn't mean that I have changed the school, but she was also new for me. We can make genuine connections, but it just needs a little like Reiki, I would say the word racking. Like, okay, if that person is good or not, and then I will form a connection with them.
also when you're just introducing yourself, a lot of times people just don't tell. For example, when I came in, so I'm just gonna say this. At that time, there was buzz about this one book when I came in that school. I was very ashamed of accepting that that is the book I like. But like people around me were like really talking about it. Like, what? Is this a cool thing? Let's just tell them that I also like it. Because they think of me like I'm some stranger. So, like, just a basic example of me not telling them, okay, I'm the biggest fan. And once, like, I was in 12th standard and I was obsessed with Harry Potter. And a lot of times people around me would be like, yeah, ab kya Harry Potter, watch a movie. And they would like try and judge me. But I think Harry Potter became very close to me for that 2 week or 3 week period. And I
Yeah.
get so offended that I'm not going to be friends with you because you don't like Harry Potter. But like, I think even these small things, when they ask you what you like and what are your dislikes, these are part of your likings, personality, and your identity, and just hiding the fact, oh, I like that, and then secretly being, for example, Kardashians. I love Kardashians. People have very strong views about them, and a lot of people hate them completely. My
You
best friend
stated
hates
that
them.
in first episode itself.
Yeah. So like I still told them that I am obsessed with Kardashians. It is a part of me and I'm going to just tell it to you if you ask.
Yeah.
Not gonna spit up my secrets right now because we are not that close, but I will tell you about me.
Yeah. And what is the other insecurity which we did have the third point?
So guys, the third point is ending up alone. I think a lot of people have that insecurity, and maybe there are times you feel you cannot tell anyone that there's something that has been troubling you for a while and you are not able to tell anyone and you feel too alone. Um, I just want to say this for you might feel that way, but you always have your parents. There are a lot of things we cannot tell our parents, but trust me, they are not as naive or they're not as strict as they seem. If someday you're genuinely struggling and you cannot find your way out, even if you feel you are amongst a group of people and none of them are your good friends, and you cannot express them in front of them, you always have a sister, you always have a brother, you always have your parents, and that is where the bonding starts when you tell them something that makes you very vulnerable. And even if you feel they won't understand, which might be the case, I just want to tell you, we are always here, guys.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere. We have put our email IDs, we have put our Instagram.
Actually, it's very true that people tend to have that fear of ending up alone. But when in reality, it's just a fear in their mind. They have not really looked out or they have not really seen what is coming in future. But they're just scared and feared that they might end up alone. So that tend to be a huge insecurity. And again, if you are feeling this way, any one of you is listening, and you don't have anyone to listen to, uh, you can always come to both of us because we know how it feels, and we have found parents, friends, brothers, and sisters who really help us to be better. Even us both as friends, we share a lot when we are facing something. And yeah, I would really recommend any one of you to please go to your parents and be like, uh, if they are understanding, just talk to them. For first liner is going to be like, hi, I really need to tell something. I'm feeling something. I really need to share something. And then go ahead. And if they understand it, well and good. If they don't, at least you did your part. And now you will feel alleviated with that stress for a long while. I feel like that is going to happen for sure. And if you still don't have anyone, you don't have parents, you don't have brothers, sister, friends, you can always call us because we really know the importance of having a person to just listen. And that's what a counselor does, to be honest. Uh, even
Guys,
if I'm going to be blunt.
we're not gonna publicly discuss your situations. We're never gonna put it out on the
Obviously.
podcast. It's gonna be completely secret. We're not gonna make fun of it, and we're never gonna judge you because it is just not our style.
Yeah,
So
we just talk about ourselves, and you are
we are
not going to be
also
involved in this.
Yeah, we are also a bunch of teenagers and we are also going through this. And I think to have that kind of support system would really help you. And I am really happy for you if you have that support system in your home or in your friendships. That is something that you should cherish and keep close to your heart.
And if you even don't, let's start making a community now on our Instagram where people can share things with each other and not openly in comments, but yeah, let's start with us both and any one of you who feels the need, and then we can move on with that, right? So, forming a community is always a great way to start. And I would just say that take that fear out of you, because it's just a fear that is in your brain. It's not really the reality. When you do the reality check, you'll actually find so many people around you that are willing to help you. And you will actually feel loved and being cherished around. So I would just recommend all of you to get that fear out of your heart. For once, risk it all, and you will actually find something good. Actually, right?
Yeah. So this was a very lovey-dovey podcast. We are sending a lot of love to you, and we just wanted to give a boost to your self-esteem because we are all beautiful. We all have beautiful personalities, and all of us gonna end up with great partners or great friendships, uh,
Actually,
and
a
great
lot of my
relationships.
friends, like I have a lot of friends who, in reality, never want to end up with someone. They want to live alone.
Yeah,
So even
no,
if you
that is
want to
great.
live alone, that is great. You have yourself, the most important person with you, yourself. So always share things with yourself. Never push them down. Share with yourself. Look into the mirror and share it with you. I have done that a lot of times and it really helps. So even if you are not comfortable sharing with it anyone, share it with yourself. In front of a camera, in front of a video, in front of a mirror, because I still do that. I still do it to this day, and it's so fun. Like making mini vlogs about yourself. Hi guys, I'm feeling low today because of this, and there is no one who's listening, but it's just me who is talking to myself, so that I can alleviate that stress out of me. And yeah, with saying that, we do not really mean our lives are perfect, but we are all figuring it out together, and we'll figure it out together. So, you know what? We're going to end with that. And yeah, sending lots of love and gratitude. We hope you're doing great. And we hope we helped you to elevate any of your insecurity, because it's common to have insecurity. And the only thing that can help you is yourself and your peace in mind, that you really do not have to be a certain person to be the beautiful person you are. And everyone is unique and everyone is beautiful. So, with that, we're going to end this podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
So much time.
And please wish Kathy a very best of luck, because she's going to NIF today when we're shooting
Yeah.
this. And
Yes.
yeah, Kathy, all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone who stuck out till the end. We love you a lot for contacting us. We have given our Instagram IDs and our email. You can always catch up. And thank you so much for being here. We love you loads. And that is how we're going to end it. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.